Well, when we last spoke with Global Citizen CEO Hugh Evans, we had no idea he was working on a top secret event with, Prince Harry, Meghan Markle, J-Lo, Selena Gomez. I would have been dropping those names like Vax Live, the concert to reunite the world, was broadcast to millions over the weekend and leveraged some pretty major star power.
It was incredible, with guests like Pope Francis, President Joe Biden and David Letterman. The event was the first US stadium concert produced in a post-pandemic world. The campaign raised more than $385 million and secured over 26 million vaccine doses to help the world's most marginalised communities. And the one and only Hugh Evans joins us live from LA. Welcome back to the show, mate. You're probably the only person who have had the Pope, the US President and J-Lo all on speed dial. This is very impressive. How do you get a hold of these people?
Well, firstly, thank you so much, Larry and Kylie, for having me on your program today. Really, Global Citizen has been working at the intersection of pop culture and public policy for the last 10 years, all focused on that mission of eradicating extreme poverty within our lifetime. And so when we reached out to artists like J-Lo and asked her if she would headline the concert Vax Live, she was so keen to participate. She's been an ambassador for UNICEF for many years. Equally, Selena Gomez was thrilled to be the host. And when we spoke to Prince Harry and Meghan, the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, Prince Harry was particularly passionate about the issue of misinformation around the vaccine in the press. And so it was really amazing partnerships to forge as we drove this campaign together.
You mentioned Meghan and Harry, probably the most talked about couple in the world at the moment. How did you find working with them? Because they were campaign chairs for the event, right?
They were, and they were true statespeople. Meghan had this passion of focusing on the issue of mobilizing the private sector to invest more in vaccines and immunizations. So she and the Duke and Duchess together hosted a private roundtable with Fortune 100 CEOs, and we managed to get MasterCard, as well as Cisco, Procter & Gamble, Coca-Cola. All of them made multi-million-dollar pledges. In fact, MasterCard pledged $25 million towards vaccines and immunizations, which is equivalent of 5 million doses. So their leadership was critical, and they were so passionate throughout the entire campaign. A real pleasure to work with.
That's
wow.
Amazing that you get them to the table like that to do that sort of heavy lifting on the business model. We've been trying to get them on the show for years, so if you do happen across them again, if you just let them know, we'll pay for the Wi-Fi stuff, don't worry about it. Now, this event was a massive, huge undertaking, first of its kind in the US since the pandemic. So how long does it take to pull such an epic event together, from inception to the time J-Lo and her mum get up on stage?
Well, for the last year, Global Citizen has been responding to the pandemic. We first did so with One World Together at Home last year in partnership with Lady Gaga to try to focus on personal protective equipment for frontline community healthcare workers. But it wasn't until February this year we started a conversation with the state of California and the governor and decided to try to kick it off. And that's really what led to the momentum that we're seeing now. And so it's really been 2.5 months in the planning process.
Wow. Which is nothing really. Now, we work in live TV. We know it can be mayhem behind the scenes, or maybe that's just us. I don't know. But we need some backstage goss here. Like, did J-Lo lose a diamond earring or something? Did anything that you can tell us?
Well, I was actually sitting on the production table the whole night, just making sure everything ran on time. So I didn't have much gossip. But I will say that, before the show, J-Lo got her whole team together and they said a word of prayer together, which I thought was lovely because the Pope Francis gave this phenomenal call to action to encourage the pharmaceutical companies to be more generous. So I thought it was very fitting that she was there praying with her whole team while Pope Francis blessed the event. So it was amazing to see the momentum, and I'm just really proud of our incredible team at Global Citizen for their hard work.
I'll bet you are. OK, so what happens now? You've got this incredible amount of money, all destined for great things. How do you distribute the money and those donated vaccines?
Yeah, so through the campaign, we're able to secure over 26 million vaccine doses for frontline community healthcare workers around the world. And all of that money will go to COVAX, which is the facility administered by Gavi, the Vaccine Alliance. They work with UNICEF and others to deliver the vaccines to those nations who need them most. And so those doses will all be delivered within this calendar year. But in addition to that, we also secured over $300 million in new financing to support frontline community healthcare workers with PPE, with oxygen, and with therapeutics. And that's administered through another organization called CEPI. So we work with this coalition as part of the World Health Organization's umbrella efforts. And that money will all be administered over the next 6 months.
Wow, you've been able to do so much in such a little amount of time. Congratulations. As we say goodbye, Hugh, if you were talking to Harry and Meghan in secret the last time you were on our show, does that currently mean you're talking to who? The Queen? Who else do we need to know you're talking to at the moment?
Well, I can tell you that we have a huge plan this September, and I guess I'll share with you first. We are going to be in Sydney for the first time at Global Citizen this September at the Sydney Opera House.
Ooh.
So we've got some big plans in store that we'll share with you soon.
Kylie and I want to sing Sweet Caroline. We're going to get our mums and we're going to sing it.
We're bagsing that, Hugh. Okay, so tell
Awesome.
Ed Sheeran or whoever it is to back off.
Back off, step away from Sweet Caroline.
Okay, well, I'm going to count on you for that, Larry and Kylie. That's going to be brilliant.
Lovely to talk to you. Move over, Hugh Jackman. You are now officially our favourite best export ever. Good to talk to you. Well
Thank
done.
you, Hugh.
Well done.
Although Hugh does
Thank
want
you
it to
so
be a
much.
success, so he probably won't ring us.
Yeah, you've got to have bloopers.